Master these 3 silos of running a real estate team or a real estate office, and I promise you this, you're going to leave your competition in the dust. Hey everyone, it is John Cheplak coming to you on Saturday night, and we have just spent all day working on version 2.0 of Broker Team Profit Machine. And Broker Team Profit Machine is actually an online training environment where currently I have about 100 videos that go down into all 3 of the most critical silos of running a real estate team, real estate office, or real estate company. And there's, I don't know, I think about a couple hundred pages of downloadable documents. Well, naturally some time has passed, things continue to evolve, and we're working on version 2.0, and I'll share with you later on in the video an opportunity if you're interested to get your hands on every bit of that stuff. But what I'm going to do tonight is I'm feeling kind of generous, and I'm going to take you inside the 3 critical areas that we are obsessed with, that we are focused with to grow real estate offices, real estate companies, real estate teams. And if you followed me for a little while, you've probably heard that there's a couple teams and a couple brokerages here and there that I've worked with that have had some really good growth. What I want to do is I want to get you focused on the right target. And the single most greatest target that you must be focused on every single day is recruiting. I'm going to make a statement to you that many people like to argue and question. There is not a single problem going on with your real estate company, your real estate office, your real estate team that recruiting won't solve. Period. End of discussion. Now, some of you may be listening to this and say, no, I know. But you know what's very interesting is I inspect real estate companies and I inspect real estate teams. You know something? The financial resource that they're applying to what is supposedly the most important activity, the human resource that they're currently applying to that most important activity is like a fraction of everything else. And then I say, who owns it? And well, I sort of do, or this person sort of does. It's no wonder people continue to spin and churn and hit ceilings. Not us. We have breakthroughs. We have massive growth because the people I work with get it. They're focused on the fact that to grow a business that involves people, you're no longer chasing transactions. You can only churn so many transactions. What you have to evolve to is this understanding that you're the human resource, human experience business. People are not attracted to your opportunity. They're attracted to the experience. Your responsibility as a leader is not to move transactions. It's to move people that move transactions. Move people to your organization. Move people into productivity and keep them inspired so they don't leave you. You know, people always want to argue and say, well, it's the split, it's the fee, it's the profit share. That's all crap. Because if it was true, one model would have put everyone out of business. Now, here's the other kicker that I want you to think about. If you're a leader that's concerned about splits and fees, you know what I want you to do? I want you to ask yourself a question. First of all, go back and take a look at your roster right now. Look at your current roster and go down that roster. And we can both agree that every one of your agents right now could get a better deal somewhere else. How come they haven't left? See, that's where it's really simple when you look at retention, but when you also look at growth. When you look at growth, you just reverse engineer what you're already doing right. What is the relationship with the people that are with you, that have stayed with you, that are being productive? And then taking that experience that you're creating with them, the interaction and the relationship that you have with them, and then extending that out in your marketing, extending that out in your recruiting calls, extending that out in your interview, extending that out in your follow-up. But again, we come back to the problem. You know what's very interesting is we get so frustrated with our agents. They don't prospect, they don't follow up, they're not consistent. Well, of course they're not. Because you know what? They're mirroring your behavior. Leadership 101, lead by example. You or someone in your organization needs to prospect every day, needs to be involved in the closest to the dollar activity every day. Doing CPR on transactions and finding some new technology or complaining about the splits, the fees, or the competition is not a closest to the dollar activity. Continuing to add agents to your organization is. Now, the other pushback that I'm going to get is, well, we're going to have a Navy SEAL team of 5 people that average 35 transactions. Awesome. And one of them's going to leave you. And what are you going to do? Pull a rabbit out of your hat and pull another 35 transaction a year agent out of nowhere? It doesn't work that way. You're so vulnerable. See, here's the situation. You not prospecting every day, you not interviewing every day, you not marketing every single day to attract agents to your organization. And listen, with all due respect, if you don't want to grow, that's cool. You know, I'm respecting, you know, the different ways that people want to do their model. But I'm talking about people that want to grow, okay? Is you're not going to move per person productivity up. You know, the bad news is I've been in the business 32 years. And I don't know, I think per person productivity has probably gone down more than it's gone up. If you think about it, okay? See, the bottom line is companies and teams grow from the bottom up, not the top down. When's the last time you went to your agents and rah-rahed them and Tony Robbins them, and all of a sudden their per person productivity shot through the roof? Or you came in with some new ninja strategy and per person productivity came through the roof? How about this other scenario? The scenario where you brought someone brand new into your organization, okay? Who applied the systems and processes that you coach, who prospected consistently, who actually used video, who actually did the number of follow-ups that are required in a time frame, and actually started smoking everyone else, passing them up. They kind of got comfy. See, apply pressure from the bottom up. The number one way to grow your organization, the number one way to inspire the people in your company today, and this may sound heartless, but you know, keep in mind, I'm in the retention business, but let them see their replacement coming in. Think about it. Let them see their replacement coming in. See, people are always, I don't care. People tell us, don't compare yourself to other people. They do it every day. They're looking at their pecking order. They're looking at how they fit in the organization because people want love, recognition, acceptance. They want to feel a part of the community. And I'm not talking about bringing people in to churn people out. No, I'm talking about bringing people in to apply pressure to the existing culture to get people to have that aha moment of, oh, wow, I was getting a little bit comfy, okay? The other piece that, you know, many of you, probably all of you are being taught wrong too, recruit to your culture. That's the most ridiculous freaking guidance someone could ever give you. So you're going to tell me your culture's perfect? No, never recruit to your culture. Recruit to your subculture. Your subculture is your vision. Your existing culture is here. Each and every one of you that has a team or a brokerage right now, you got issues. Everyone does. It's called having a business. And what are you going to do? Roll out a new policy from the top down? Good luck with independent contractors. Not going to happen. You got to constantly be evolving it from the bottom, the subculture. Okay? Companies and teams grow from the bottom up. Now, real quick, because it could be for days, I could go through the recruiting process. Here's the single most important thing I need to tell you is this, is your feature dumping strategy, your trial close, and your objection handlers, ridiculous. That's dinosaur recruiting. People don't believe what they're told, they believe what they experience. Your responsibility in the recruiting process is to create an experience of what it's going to be like when people join you before they join you. Your focus needs to be having two rosters, your existing agents that you're coaching, training, leading, inspiring, and acknowledging, and having a second roster and treating them the same way. Because they're your future agents. While everyone else is feature dumping, we're so wonderful, we're so great. Wow, that was original. Oh, but our model, it's this. Whoa, you're getting really creative now. I mean, please, people are numb to that stuff. Go with a pattern interrupt. As a matter of fact, let someone know up front. It'd be ridiculous for me to sit down with you in an initial meeting to even think that you would want to make a change, and I don't even know if we're a fit. And I'm not saying do the takeaway. What I want to do, what's most important to me, is to sit down with you and allow you to have an experience of my leadership. I have great confidence in that. Be a leader. I mean, you better sit down with someone and believe that you are the most valuable business proposition to them. Because if you don't, you're in the wrong role, period. You see, because here's what I know. People recognize skill sets. People recognize talent. People recognize competency, and they can feel empathy, which is a critical piece you have to evolve. So you must recruit every day, or just, wake up every day, tell your agents, hey, you know what? I'm not doing my prospecting every day. You don't have to either. Or be a hypocrite. And I just call it like it is because I want to help you. I want to see people grow their businesses. If you want to grow a team, you've got to subscribe to this stuff. If you want to grow a real estate brokerage, you've got to subscribe to this stuff. I'll give you some examples. Went into a brokerage I started working with late November. We had a 300% net agent population gain. A 1,300 agent company, a 300% net agent population gain in the month of January. You know, the month where everyone's settled in because everyone moves in December at the end of the year. All these narratives. And it's a bunch of crap. It's not true. So what you've got to do is recruit every day. And what you've got to do is stop feature dumping, create an experience of what it's going to be like when they join, before they join. Know the analytics of it. It takes 14 contacts on average before a licensed agent makes a move. So what you've got to then create, kind of like nurture and drip campaigns with buyers and sellers, right? You've got to create items of value that are delivered across all platforms and all channels. So you're omnipresent, you're demonstrating that you are actually someone that doesn't talk about being technologically advanced. You actually use video, which is really a dinosaur tool at this point in time. I mean, like, video came out years ago, but I digress. I just wanted to poke at you a little bit there, because if I poke at you a little bit there, you might, one or two people might just go, you know what? I've been hearing it forever. I've got to step up to the plate. I mean, think about this. You want your agent to sell more houses? Have them start using video. But wait, I'm not using video, okay? You've got to recruit every single day. The next piece, number 2, training. You know what I say though is we're overtraining our people. You're huddling to death. You got to coach them. Well, okay, that's the buzzword. Well, here's what people need. And you know, I've been fortunate enough to travel around the U.S., North America, Canada, U.S. over the last 12 months, about 40 or 50 speaking engagements in front of agents, the best in the world in one franchise. And I asked them a question, the best in the world, top 250. Okay, so I've got my PowerPoint up here, and you know, they said really nice things about me that create these great expectations of what I'm supposed to deliver. And so, you know, do you want the magic pill that's up there on the PowerPoints? Or should I flip the script and really focus on consistency, commitment, and discipline and accountability? Guess which one they wanted? People know they're not taking consistent action. But you know what we do? It's like this self-validation thing. I'm going to give you this new training. It's like, here's the training calendar. Let me fill it up. I think it's more of this numb exercise leaders go through instead of operating from the truth. And the truth is this. People need to be held accountable. Now, here's the challenge with accountability is most of us have been raised on guilt. So our experience of accountability has been condemnation. So actually, the way we've been held accountable has been incorrect. See, accountability should feel like, because this is the truth of what it is, observing or noticing without judgment. And that requires language patterns, okay? That requires emotional intelligence. That requires emotional maturity. Yes, I'm saying it. See, you move out of the transaction game. Your people will move transactions if you grow personally as a leader. You get obsessed with your emotional intelligence. You get obsessed with your emotional maturity, because the number one way to get a human being to make a choice, make a change, and move into productivity is self-discovery. So how's that telling people what to do thing working out for you? There's an art and a science to this stuff. You're overtraining your agents. You've got to bridge the head to the heart. People don't choose logically. You're bearing down on people about the numbers they didn't hit or what they need to do. That's only part of it. And actually, those numbers only justify the decisioning process. See, this is what the elite know. This is why they do phenomenal numbers, because they know that you've got to go to a whole other galaxy. You've got to elevate who you are. Now, see, what you do, though, is this, is you've got to bridge the gap from the head to the heart. You've got to tie, not a big why. A why is overwhelming. That's horrible language. Another bad training piece. I mean, that's as bad as recruit to your culture. No, you recruit to your subculture. You didn't sell houses because you don't have a big enough why. That's ridiculous. It's overwhelm. Fear and overwhelm shuts people down. So your judgment and your accountability and holding people accountable the wrong way, well, you took care of the fear problem there. So all right, boom, strike one, moving people away from productivity. And then you tell them they need a bigger why. I mean, this stuff is simple. I mean, I hope that like you've turned me off because, well, maybe I'm a bit much, but that's okay. I mean, I just know what works. But you could leave right now and change some things, I'll guarantee you, because I get inspect organizations every single day. People inquire every single day, and I can complete their sentences. You can take away right now just some of the things that I've shared with you, just in the recruiting silo, and change your business and change your life. And you want to know what's even more important? As a leader, you got to change the lives of the people that you lead. See, that's who you're responsible for. So we've got this accountability the wrong way. Okay, we took care of fear, we shut them down. And then we say to them, you need a bigger why. Well, then we put them into overwhelm. No, what? What's one thing? Tie the activities, the short-term activities, the micro commitments. Tie them to something that's right in front of them, that gives them an emotional charge, that would make them proud. Work on tiny little victories. See, I'll guarantee you this. You keep wanting more out of your people, and guess what you're doing? You're just widening the gap of a victory. You don't actually back it down and go in reverse. Go for less than what you expect from them. Because if someone's not winning, why keep setting them up to lose? Bring them back and get them a victory. Because a victory gives them confidence. And when we get confidence, we get momentum. And then the sky's the limit. See, it's just the psychology that's actually really simple. I mean, what you're hearing from me, you've heard before. They're basic human principles, but we want to bear down on people. Guys, you're fighting human nature. Train your people less. Tie the head to the heart in every activity you want them to do. The heart chooses, the mind justifies. Okay? And hold them accountable the right way. Here's the final piece, though. They've got to make the commitment. It's got to be there. See, the moment I tell you to do something, ownership's gone. Now, with the 1%ers on this planet, they want to be. You can challenge them, you can call them out. They're going to perform. But unfortunately, most leaders are the 1%ers. They've evolved in their business. They're not leading 1%ers. Not in all cases, but in most cases. They don't think the way that you do. See, that's your blind spot. It's the blind spot I share with all my leaders and all the clients that I work with. Your number one blind spot is thinking that the people that you lead hear, listen, process, think, and act the way you do, and then you get frustrated. Well, they're not letting you down. It's your expectation of them that's unrealistic that's letting you down. Train them less, hold them accountable the right way, tie the head to the heart. Number 3, the final piece is this, and it's really simple. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and if you've heard me speak before or you work with me, I'll always come back to this. This business is really simple. If you're growing a business that involves people, how do I move the people? Well, I got to look at human behavior. We need food, water, air, shelter. That's the foundation. Most of us have that. We're very fortunate. The second piece that we need is we need love, belonging, recognition. Now, this moves us up all the way to self-actualization. That's this highest evolution of a human. Well, I want to take you through the Maslow's hierarchy of a real estate agent. And I want you to listen really closely, and I want you to also hear where, wow, we're speaking the wrong language. See, every choice we make is based on the words we hear and the words we read. Okay? So what's our language? You're going to make $1 bajillion. Well, making $1 bajillion, or you're double your business. That's self-actualization when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the evolution of a human being. You're going to make a whole bunch of money. See, actually, we shoot past the target. Certainly most of your agents probably do have their food, water, air, shelter. I think there were some times where I struggled having food, water, air, and shelter. What, air and water, but sometimes that was it. But I digress. I struggled. We've all had our times of struggle. But I want you to capture this. But how about love, belonging, recognition, and being a part of a community? You can't just say, oh, we've got a great culture. It's so hollow. It's so hollow. People know. I mean, what's interesting in many of my clients that I work with, they're massive marketers, huge branders. And people see them as this brilliant marketer, this brilliant brander. Yeah, they're that, but I'm going to tell you something right now, period. If you peel back the onion and you pull back the curtain, as I'm able to, and work real closely with people, their freaking emotional intelligence is through the roof. Their emotional maturity is through the roof. Their obsession with the experience their people are having is through the roof. And they're the first to take responsibility if they skip a beat in that or if something's missing. We spend as much or more, probably more time on a daily basis, whether it's in a coaching call, whether it's an executive team meeting. How's it feel? How do the bottom third feel? How do the top third feel? What are the challenges right now? What are we hearing? What are the concerns that you sense that they have? What's being communicated? I mean, we get underneath it. But here's the piece. I want you to think about this in this love, belonging, recognition. People talk culture, but you know what? Demonstrate it to me. It's so overused, but so few know how to create that experience of culture because they're so focused on the fact they think people are attracted to your opportunity and they're not. It's a big fat lie. People are attracted to the experience that you create, and everything grows from the inside out. So if you're obsessed with that experience people are creating, if your people feel they truly belong, if you actually ask your people to contribute back, to volunteer, to give back, and feel like they're contributing to the community, they're actually going to stay. You're so focused on the self-actualization, you've skipped the beat. The self-actualization of the hierarchy and needs of a real estate agent, make more money. And that's another breakdown in the recruiting process. You're going to double your income. You're going to make $1 billion. You can build a big team. You know what's funny? 50% of the people you're talking to, that's not what they want. They want to make the same amount of money and work less. Or they want to make more money with the same amount of time applied so they can maintain the time with their family. See, are you meeting your people where they're at? The single most important thing is they want to fit in. And I'll give you an example. You've signed up for a mastermind. You've signed up for a training class. You've joined a team. Think about when we were kids. You know, we joined baseball or basketball or some sort of lesson that we went to. And maybe you were good at it, maybe you were new. But imagine something you're pretty good at. You're going to a new environment. Were you able to immediately demonstrate your skill sets? Did you immediately just jump out and go for it? Or did you move around and navigate to see how you fit first? See, humans' unconscious brain will take over. And that unconscious brain says, where do I fit first? Am I socially, where do I fit socially? Am I accepted? See, many times you think agents are, oh, they're lazy, they're not doing the hard work. Well, you know what? Great leaders with emotional intelligence that constantly focus on their emotional maturity, they look at a level deeper. They dig a level deeper. They pull back curtain to understand that, well, you know, maybe there's something we're doing in the experience we're creating with that person. It's so critical. In the love and belonging, the final piece too, we talk about the retention piece. We talk about the recruiting. You got to do it every day, period. You just do. You've got to coach people right. You got to hold them accountable. Actually, you know what most of you should do? You should take 90% of your training off the calendar. Watch what happens. You should hold them accountable the right way, and you should do it in groups. And then you should pair them up with people they check in with amongst their peers and have them make commitments instead of goals. Watch what happens, okay? Coming back to the final piece of retention is people want to be loved and recognized. It's really simple. You need to constantly be acknowledging. You and your staff needs to have your antenna up at all times. You need to have your antenna up in a genuine space. Doesn't need to feel contrived. Because if you don't want to recognize people just for the genuine fact of recognizing when they do something in the community, when they do something to help a brand new agent, when they have a great weekend, if you don't want to do that just from a genuine space, leadership's probably not a good place for you. But your staff needs to have your antenna up, just constantly looking for, keep your antenna up. Who is taking action during the week? Who is doing things in the community? Who is supporting a single mom that maybe needed to show a home and didn't have someone to watch her kids? And acknowledge that stuff constantly and publicly. Have your radar up. We think that well, I'm doing enough because we're offering this great company, this great brand, and all these leads and all these tools, and they're making a bunch of money. I'm sorry. You know, as much as people will tell you that they left you because of splits or they joined you because of money or fees or profit share, I got news for you. People don't tell you the truth when they leave. They don't tell you the real reason that they left. The real reason people leave is because they feel they no longer belonged. Because how do I know? And this is the last thing that I want you to look at. Because there's people with you today that have stayed with you and you're doing a really good job. And you've had people leave your organization that left supposedly for a better deal. No, you lost connection with them. You didn't have those deep emotional, psychological bonds. You got a little bit comfortable. The other thing that you didn't probably do too is you didn't keep bringing in greater talent. See, you know, many leaders are afraid that, you know, everyone's going to get upset because we're growing and it's going to be less opportunities. Well, I don't know. I think that people would rather be a part of something. I mean, it's true. It comes up. We deal with that as I go out and speak inside organizations. We're very transparent about it. But I think there's another factor though too. And I hear it all the time from top agents, top teams that will reach out to me. You know, it looks like our brokerage isn't growing anymore. Or it looks like our team isn't growing anymore. Maybe I should go somewhere else. Should I be concerned? People want to be inspired. So what you got to do with that is to help with that resistance, you got to enroll your existing people in growth. And you got to demonstrate to them why it's beneficial to them as an agent for their business. And it's beneficial. See, be able to talk to them about the beneficial factors of you actually making a profit and using that word with them. Have you ever had that conversation with your agents? Do you want to make a profit? Awesome, I want to support you to do that. Is it okay the company or team makes a profit? Good. And you know what, those that, and you do these in group settings and watch people, because you get a sense of your culture right there. I can walk into a sales meeting in 10 minutes and I can tell you what's going on. It's really, really simple. See, and then you explain to people, well, that's really good because the importance in this highly competitive industry that we're in that now has outside forces that are competitors of ours, it's important that I stay out in front so that I can continue to give you great opportunities, so that I can continue to bring back to you great training and strategies and tactics that I'm getting from the great leaders throughout our industry. And in our partnership, your agents aren't your customer. They're your business partner. Because the customer is always right. See, that's programmed in the human brain. So you need to break that one too. I know a ton of brokers listening to this right now. They stand up in front of their agent and say, you're our customer. I'm like, wow. No, we're business partners. Because agents are investing a portion of their human resource and financial resource in a partnership with competent leadership, okay? And positioning in the marketplace where they can get the highest return. And now what you're all doing is you're investing upward. See, the company or the team is bigger than me, and it's bigger than you. The whole is bigger than the part. And when the part gives to the whole, that's a spirit of volunteerism, okay? When the part gives to the whole, the part gets back tenfold. And those are the type of people that we like to have in our organization. So if you would like to continue to preserve that culture with me, what would be helpful is that you keep your eyes open and looking for other people that can contribute to this great culture that we have. It's our responsibility together to grow it. It's our responsibility also to protect it. And I know you'll partner with me. By the way, instead of all these incentives you think you need to pay people, recruit people, why not educate people to the benefit? Why not create a community where everyone's contributing to it? And then you don't have to grind and you have to do all these freaking math equations, man. It's just, you're overcomplicating it. You really, really are. Keep it simple. This whole thing, if you look at those 3 silos that I just shared with you, they're not transaction-based, but they'll create a ton of transactions. It's ancient human principles. We're shooting past the target. Stay focused on the right target. So I hope you found this valuable on a Saturday night. If you're watching on the replay, awesome. Now here's your opportunity. If you would like to get inside an entire library of all three of these silos, where currently there's 100 videos that I created a couple years ago, and what's interesting is they're all relevant today, a couple hundred downloadable training documents that you can download to, always accessible. Today what we decided to do is create 100 more videos, I think roughly, that we're going to put in there, maybe a little bit less. I don't want to create this expectation of something that's not going to be there, but I think it's going to be around 100. I mean, we put together 17 really good videos just today, and we got a ton of work still to do. So if you want to check out that environment, it's brokerteamprofitmachine.com, brokerteamprofitmachine.com. But here's what I share with you, is you don't even need to go there and buy that. You don't even need to sign up for that. What you need to do is you need to go back and you need to listen to this video over and over and over. And I promise you this, you need to get obsessed with these three silos, period. You can screw up everything else. You get these three silos right, you get focused on the people, and you get focused on your continual emotional intelligence, okay? You're going to win, and you're going to win big. Appreciate y'all. See you next time.